Assalamualaikum. Welcome to Nasir Soft. In this video, we will talk about how to connect a high chart graph with MySQL and PHP. I tried my best to make this video very simple and for the very beginners users of PHP and MySQL that want to connect the MySQL data to chart. Our agenda is very simple. First, we will download a high chart graph. Then we will prepare this graph, that is HTML code, with respect to our server. You will use any server, for example, for XAMPP or WAMP. I prefer to use WAMP. Then we will create a MySQL table, and after that we connect this table to this graph to MySQL table. First, go to the browser and here enter HighChart HighChart Graph that demo. Okay, click on that. There is a HighChart official website, and here there are various graphs that are showing. Okay, and I want to download option, that is in sport, inside this sport, and go to download. And here you can download HighChart. In my scenario, I download the HighChart 7.2.0. Click on that. After click that, you see that this HighChart is downloaded. Okay, so wait for some time. After downloading completed, extract that folder. Okay, so, and go inside this folder, and here inside the examples there are various charts. Okay, for my scenario I will prefer, you can select any graph. The method is very simple, but I choose the line graph. Okay, that is line basic. Go inside this one and double click on index. So this is basically a line graph. Okay, we will connect this graph to our MySQL and PHP. Okay, basically these data that are used, you will show that is showing that installation is something like this one, and in 2015 this one, and 2014 this one. So this data will come from the MySQL table. Okay, that is our goal. So first, again go to that line basic examples. For example, that is this one folder. Copy that folder. As you know that this is the graph which we will use, so line basic, go inside this one and copy the index HTML file and go back to the root directory, that is HighCharts 720, and inside delete this index one, and here paste that line basic index. Okay, so now copy the three files, index and with index code, gfx and graphics, these files, copy that one, and inside your WAMP or XAMPP, that server you will use. In my scenario I use XAMPP. Go inside the XAMPP and inside the htdocs, here create a folder, for example line basic. Okay, already that is our writing. Okay, in my scenario there is already, so I just delete the original line base, and here create a folder that is line base. Okay, and go inside this empty folder and paste these files that you have copied. Okay, now double click on that index file. It will not show the graph. Basically we will change the file hierarchy. So now that is, open this index in your editor. I preferred, and inside the Dreamweaver, first, that is basically that is scripts file path, and change this path as we are in the root directory. So clear that one. this is 2, this 2, and this 2. Okay, and save. After you will save, now double click again on the index file. Okay, now you see that it shows the graph. Now we download the HighChart graph and we paste this code inside our server. Okay, now we will create a database table and populate data from that table to this graph. Okay, first again I go to the index.html file, and inside that one some change. For example, there is a high chart example in title, so change this one you prefer. For example, in my scenario I just change line it to line graph. Okay, and this is a script path, and this is the javascript code that connect this graph from this, and this is the data. So now I create a database, and inside database I create a table, and from that table this title, that is name and data will come from that table. Okay, right. So now go to the databases, and here this is a database test, and inside test I just a table create a table. For example, the table name is line graph. Okay, and table, that is meaningful name. And here first column name is id, and id is integer, length is 10, and that is primary key, auto increment. Okay, I use the sql log for the databases. You will also use, if you don't want to use this one, then you will by default go into the php myadmin and create a table, and inside the table just follow these steps. Okay, the first column is id, and this second one is, if you see that, name and data. Okay, second is name, that is varchar, and the length is, for example, 10, 20, meaningful, and data. In my scenario, inside the data, for example, installation have data from 2016 to 20, this graph by default showing from 2010 to 2016. So basically these data is from 2010 to 2016. So I just copy the whole data and paste inside the data column. Okay, you will also use another method. But the point is how to connect these MySQL table to this graph and populate this all data from that table. Okay, so data, for example, I text, that is text. I prefer to data type text because I use this whole data inside this one. Okay, that is comma also, and text has no length, no need to net, and that's all. Save that file, save, and a new table is created. Okay, line graph table, that is id, that is auto increment, and is one column is name and second is data. Now copy the name and data from this one, from the graph, because we want to use this series from the table. So just I copy the installation, for example, first name, and inside the name just insert the name inside the table. Okay, and the data, and the data is the whole. And click on ok. So first data is installation is inserted. Okay, now I again go to the manufacturing, second name is manufacturing, and inside the name paste the manufacturing, and the data, copy the whole data. Okay, copy the third one, that is sales and distribution, and the whole data, copy the project development fourth one. Oh, sorry, paste inside in the name and the data. For example, this is not null. I just copy this one inside the null, meaningful value. Okay, second one is this one. I just remove the null because I don't want the null value in project developing. Okay, copy this one and paste here. Okay, I think that's okay. There is four values, no need to be a fine others value. Okay, if you want you can also paste this name and data. So now our table is created, and inside the table our values is also installation, manufacturing with data. Okay, now we will play we will now we will create a MySQL script that selects the name and data and populate inside this JavaScript code. Okay, that is JavaScript script file, and inside this one. Okay, so first this is an HTML file. Now we want to create a PHP file. Okay, so just go to the file, save as this file. For example, main graph. I name the main graph, and that is PHP file. So PHP you will also create in your own editor. Okay, that is PHP file, that is main graph. I save this one and close this, and then main graph, and inside you see that a PHP file is created by the name of main graph. I delete the index. Okay, no need to index now. And now basically we I am using the XAMPP. So I go to the XAMPP by the command of, that is localhost, and this is line basics table and main graph.php. Enter that one. Okay, there is some mistake, that is line base. Okay, and that is line base and main graph. When you enter this one, that PHP is working. Okay, with the static data, the data is static. Okay, as to connect the table data, MySQL table data, for this PHP file, there should be a script that connect the databases and table to this PHP file. So by doing this, just write I will create a new file, that is database.php, and inside this database.php just paste the following code of that will connect the MySQL to PHP. Okay, that is very easy. For example, I just create a new PHP file and go to the w3school.com. Okay, or write it just in Google and w3 school. Okay, that is the prefer link and correct link for PHP connect to MySQL. Okay, if I go to the select statement, that is select data. Okay, and inside the query is also mentioned. So just copy this one, this whole script, copy, and go to this newly created file and just paste this one. Okay, first save this one in the same hierarchy, that is where main graph is main graph is present, and name that one database dot, for example, PHP files. Save. Now database.php is saved, and you will see here, that is server name, that is local host, and you will write your server name, username and password of your local host php my admin. Okay, in my scenario, my user server name is localhost, username is root by default, and there is no password, and my db name is test. Okay, db name is test. Oh sorry, test. Okay, after setting the connection of db, now go to the inside the sql, just write the, for example, in my scenario, that is select static. I want the whole data from, and the table name is line graph. Okay, line graph table. I copy this one and here I paste. So I select all the data from this table, and if the result is showing and there is a loop that will show the whole data, here I just check that the row data is coming or not. So here delete that one, and for checking I just write this one, data is correctly manipulated or not, print all the whole row. Okay, this is for just QA, and save dot file, and inside the main graph include that database on the top. Okay, here create a PHP script and close that one, and inside the PHP tags include this database file, that is database dot php. Okay, save this one and refresh, close this one and refresh that main. Okay, as you see that there is a notice that trying to get the property of zero result. Okay, there's some problem in this line 70, or zero result. Why is give me zero results? Okay, it shows that it is go to else, and here zero result. Okay, it is not coming inside the if, because in this query there is a problem. Select static from line graph table. Basically this name that is hyphen separated is I think creates problems, so just replace this one with underscore in both side. Okay, copy this one and rename this step uh, name by hyphen. Now again refresh this one. Okay, now you see that one row is detected. So there is a problem when I name this database to the hyphen, so it creates problem. So this I replace the hyphen with the underscore. Okay, so now how we can populate this data inside this while. Okay, inside this while loop, just copy paste the following code. Okay, I will explain you. And after the series array, okay, this will basically inside an array name, the name is basically we want the data in the following pattern, that is name and data. Okay, so therefore here is inside the name, that is name, and inside the data, that array of data is converted to integers. Okay, the array map function, and data and all these sub array converted to the series array, and after that loop we will return, this JSON encoded series array. JSON encode, basically we want the data inside in a JSON format in a graph. Okay, JSON encode of this parent array. Okay, and when the database.php executed, so here catch this json data inside the json data variable of php. Okay, and if I want to check that echo this json data here, then data is come or not. Okay, this is just for qa. Again refresh this one and the data is come, so it means that our script working perfectly. Okay, so again cancel this one. So now the JSON data that comes from the table, MySQL table, or is inside the JSON data variable. Copy this one, and first step inside the series, delete all this static data. Okay, okay, and here paste this PHP variable data. Basically now series are come from this JSON data that comes from the database.php script file. Okay, save this whole thing, and now again refresh the page, and you will see that now others is not showing here. So this whole data is come from the MySQL table. Okay, this one table. If I change the field, for example, the installation to installation and one. Okay, here installation is converted to installation 1, for example, for testing purpose, and after the refresh you will see that here installation will show. Okay, it means that all this data is dynamically comes from the MySQL table. Okay, for QA purpose, for example, just disable the whole and just installation is enabled, and inside the installation last value, that is 154175, change that one. Installation last value, that is 154175, change this one to, for example, 189. Okay, 154189, save this one, and again the value is 154175, again refresh after that one, and now the value is 154189, that is changed. Okay, so it means that our this now this graph data is dynamically populated from the MySQL table. Hope this will understand your basic concept, and you will able, after watching this whole video, you will be able to connect your graph with MySQL table by using PHP. Thanks for watching. If you like, subscribe my channel. Allah Hafiz.